Pike's pushed Morton far enough ahead. He's got out of line. It's now Pike going to have a go at Werrell. Don't push him off. He's in the championship fight. Jack Werrell chasing down Carl Jacklin. Further down, Rob Williams and Chris Barnes.
Sensational run outside line now though for the heavy braking zone. Around the outside goes the Audi R8.
Look how much Miller's come back into play. Exactly. Miller's still start trouble. He's left on second and change. All of a sudden, Miller's back in play.
Coming down.
Does he have it?
Medeiros is going to get it.
He's on the outside line though, going into the fastest corner on the circuit. Surely this can't work.
Dominic Ligner has got a sensational run outside line now though for the heavy braking zone. Around the outside goes the Audi R8.
Look how much Miller's come back into play. Exactly. Miller's still start trouble. He's left on second and change. All of a sudden, Miller's back in play.
Can Barry do it? Big Barry's going to do it. Big Barry! Good evening and welcome back to the iFormula League Season 6 F3 Series Round 6 live from Monza, sponsored by Alcantech.com. I am James Parfitt. I'm going to be joined in the booth by Kelsey Gill, who is going to join me for this wonderful Monza circuit. Some may say a few straights with a few little wigglies in there as well. Everybody else says it's a loving, fast racetrack. Depends what your opinion is on that situation as well. But we're going to bring you up the top scores currently at the moment. It's Alex Johnson out in front for Alcantech NHR by MW Racing Consulting on 190 points. Lee Aberdeen on 124. Also from the Alcantech NHR by Nyman Racing. Kevin Vermont in third on 112 for Mecca Esports. Jake Potts from Knox Motorsport on 109, tied with Andre Salander on 109. Roman Ratu from Mecca Esports on 83. Tycho Krigsman on 95. He is sitting in 7th place. Rachel Jimenez for Lumos E Motorsports on 93. Then we've got Alexander Rivera from Knox E Motorsports on 85. Kevin Webster on 83. Vacaris Villiers on 82. Marian Barbaro on 71, tied with Victor Solano. And then Darius Ratchikus is in 14th place on 71 points. Well, guys, it's going to be an exciting one. We've got 25 laps of Heat 1, and then we've got a 6-lap sprint race with the top 12 inverted. Let's bring Kelsey into the booth. Kelsey, good evening to you, sir. How are you?
I'm very good, James. Good evening, and good evening, everybody watching along so far. You join us in the dying stages of this qualifying session just a minute to go. Familiar story at the top. Johnson leading the way with Aberdeen chasing. It's a It's an Alcantech 1-2-3 at the moment. Solander perhaps wanting to try and make it a 1-2-3-4 with the two teams still warring with each other in these sessions, as Rune just knocks Wemster out of the top three positions so far. But it should be an interesting one. We're at the Colosseum of Speed, or the Temple of Speed if you want to call it, a track where you go very, very fast with incredibly average high speeds around the Monza circuit as you go around, introducing the Rettifilio chicane, and then there is the Curva Grande for your third turn, or your second turn if you want to call it that way, or not really a corner actually, if it's in a Formula 1 car. Then around through the Della Roggia, the two Lesmos, down towards the Ascari, and then finishing off the lap around the Parabolica to complete a lap of a great circuit that has so much history to it.
Yeah, it definitely does. You know, the site of this, of Verstappen and Hamilton, where they ended up on top of each other. We've also seen some other great modern day racing there, but let's bring you up the grid for this race. Alex Johnson will be on pole position in first place, with Lee Aberdeen in second. Mackenzie Rune did snatch third place away there from Kevin Swepstra, who's in fourth. Andre Zalander fifth. Jake Potts in sixth. James Muller in seventh. Rachel Jimenez in eighth. Kevin Vermont ninth. Andy Miller is in 10th. Darius Ratchikas in 11th. Roman Ratu in 12th place. Then beyond that, we've got Thomas Siros in 13th, Alexander Shana 14th, Baccaris Villiers 15th, Victor Solano 16th, Thomas Uberos in 17th, Willie Morris 18th, and Carlos Navarro is down in 20th place. I'm really not worried for everyone, but Alex Johnson just seems unstoppable at the moment.
Yeah, he does. He seems on absolute fine form, doesn't he? Gets it on pole position. He gets a great start away from the race, and then nobody touches him. I mean, Lee Aberdeen has been running him close throughout the whole season long, but I think Johnson has just had that edge. But he has been waning a little bit during those sprint races. He's had come into some unfortunate events, and I think those have been slightly detrimental to his points haul, but they're not seeming to stop him at all in his bid to win this championship.
No, definitely Alex Johnson with Lee Aberdeen. We are going to be up and running. We're just waiting for Alexander Shana and Willie Morris here as well, who will be getting onto the grid very, very shortly. They've got about 20 seconds. Welcome in. Thank you so much for joining us. Don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on the bells. That would be absolutely amazing. And we've got a lot of racing coming up for JPB this week. But the lights are coming on now. You can see them there on the top of your screen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We are green here as well, and it is Alex Johnson out in front. Mackenzie Rune's just getting ahead of Lee Aberdeen as they come down into the Varianti here. The first right left-hander. Can they all make it through? Mackenzie Rune running side by side with Lee Aberdeen. Lee Aberdeen get a little bit bullied out. You can see all the Alcantech cars there as we jump on board with Mackenzie Rune. He's got that inside door left open. I've got a funny feeling there's going to be an Alcantech, and there was. Lee Aberdeen is right beside us here as we go down into the second Varianti now. Mackenzie Rune is on the inside with Lee Aberdeen on the outside. Mackenzie Rune is going to make it through there as well. There's no real dramas for anybody. As I say that, Rachel Jimenez has gone round at the back, unfortunately for her, and has lost a front wheel. But that, at the moment, is all the drama we've got going on. And boy, oh boy, it was definitely a drama there once more. There is, if we can see it here, with Rachel Jimenez for Loomis E Motorsport. Was there contact? Yes, there was from the 23 car there. That was Roman Ratu. And then everybody else just seems to get caught up in the situation there once more. A bit messy at the beginning there, Kelsey, but at the end of the day, I think it was kind of expected. We're just surprised it came at the second chicane and not the first one.
Yeah, normally you see carnage coming into that Rettifilio chicane, don't you? I mean, it just takes one driver to lock up a wheel and then they're going straight on, or it takes somebody to get a little bit too ambitious, diving down the inside there, and we saw it happen into that second chicane. And yeah, unfortunate for Jimenez at the in that instance. It was it doesn't always work going 2 into 1 into that corner, and it's a shame. It's terminal damage.
Yeah, Jimenez there with Roman Ratu. We are under a safety car at the moment. The leaders will pick it up. As you can see, the incident at the beginning has caused the safety car to come out, but Roman Ratu there, I've got a funny feeling, may have been fully responsible for that one, for trying to dive the inside of Rachel Jimenez. And we can have a look. As you can see them running side by side, Ratu is the car behind here. So Roman Ratu is the car behind. He comes from a long way, the 23 car, trying to follow his teammate through. Jimenez is already on her turning circle. There she goes. And unfortunately, Ratu was never going to make that corner. As you can see, Jimenez comes in as well. There's also the 113 involved in that one once more. That was Darius Rakakis. So unfortunately for Darius Rakakis, there is in the pits with Rachel Jimenez. So there we go. Pace car already, and we're only on, well, technically it was lap 1.
Yeah, it was a quick one, but it was to be expected. I think Ratu's got only himself to blame for that. He shouldn't really have been diving down the inside like that in that instance, and that'll be one for the stewards to have some sort of delegation over after. Yeah, unfortunate for Jimenez in that instance.
Yeah, Jimenez was just kind of a passenger there as well, unfortunately. So no real issues for Jimenez on the blame on that one. I think, to be honest, Ratu, well, he can't really argue. And if he does, well, let's see what happens. But for now, guys, we are under a safety car here once more. We were talking earlier on in a broadcast that I did earlier about the new grass and gravel model within iRacing. They've updated the grass and gravel where it actually slows you down now, Kelsey.
Wow, I mean, that's a step towards some realism. It should be slowing you down when you're going out on there. Going out to the grass and gravel is definitely not the best way to make up time around a racetrack at all. And yeah, well, that should throw a spanner into the works for anybody who's looking to make the most of all of the track that they can. Going out onto the grass is quite easily done around here. There's not as much runoff area as you'd expect. Coming out of the Lesmos, for example, if you run that too wide out of the second one, you'll get a track limits violation. You may also dip your wheel into the grass on the left hand side, and as well coming into turn 1, if you dip a wheel onto the grass just as you're braking, that might send you locking up and going straight on rather than around the corner. So it's going to be quite an interesting little thing for the drivers to be watching out for now. They can't be taking liberties with the off tarmac parts of the circuit.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things with Monza is they are literally very tight on off-tracks in general, and they're going to be even tighter now as well. The fact that the gravel actually digs you in and apparently does manage to stop you. They were talking earlier on, and they were saying it was about 1 to 2 seconds that you could possibly lose by running out, where before you could just kind of straight line the gravel and go for it. Now you will lose a lot of time. The other good thing is you will actually get to stop. Now, anybody that knows iRacing with the grass and gravel on previous sessions, you might as well just be skating on ice, right? I'm not going to lie. It literally was just pure skate and ice, wasn't it? And once you hit the grass and gravel, well, you're in the wall. But apparently now, the grass and gravel acts really how it probably should do here, Kelsey, and actually stops the car. So for some, that would be good as well. Ria, welcome in. Good morning to you. Well, good afternoon for me and Kelsey. We're sitting here at round about 5:30 in the evening. So there we go. We're in the future. Unfortunately, we can't give you lottery numbers because we haven't got them.
No lottery numbers here, and I don't think I'd trust my luck on lottery numbers if I was to give them to anybody. I said in a stream I did recently that I was always right, and I ended up eating my words at the end. So yeah, no lottery numbers from me.
Yeah, it was quite interesting actually, because every now and then you see video memes come out, and you talk about time zones and being in the future, and technically, realistically you're not. It's just the way the time zone works, and there's some interesting things out there when you look as well, and it's time zones are a killer for me because I never get them right. Like, I literally have to say to the people who want me to cast at crazy times, please just send me the session time, and I will know how to translate it, because otherwise it just goes completely wrong, Kelsey. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, it's a bonkers concept, really, time zones. I mean, I suppose it's just to keep some sort of order to everything, but I personally think we should abolish them, but that's a whole other conversation to be had there. It's great, and even daylight savings as well. It's very crazy. It's mad. Time itself as a concept is just crazy.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. Daylight savings, to me, going backwards and forwards an hour, complete waste of time. Leave it at 1. Leave it as we got the long days and the short nights. That would do me. I don't see the point in doing all this backwards and forwards. But lucky, it's making no difference to the world. You know what I mean? To be honest with you, but there we go. I think time zones, obviously, from the UK to America might be a good idea, because otherwise Ria's woken up at 5:30 in the afternoon. So yeah, I think that might be a good idea.
I don't know. I'm not in charge of making these decisions.
No,
so,
me neither.
I'm glad I'm not.
No. I know, man. I don't think anybody knows exactly. I don't even think the people in charge want to make the decisions, to be honest. But there you go. That's a whole different conversation for a different podcast, shall we say, here as well. We are up and under pace car lights. The pace car will be going in this time around. The lights are off. Alex Johnson will be leading the field very, very shortly as he backs everybody up here. Me personally, I'd be running as close to Alex Johnson if I was Mackenzie Roon as legally allowed to, getting ready to make that jump. If I don't make that jump clean enough, then you're going to struggle to catch Alex, as they're going to be hurtling down into turn 1. He's going to come round what is the new named Michele Alboreto Curva Parabolica. I believe there's some other in there as well. But we are up and running. Alex Johnson has gone here for Alcantep by MW Race Consulting. We are on our way once more. Up and running on lap 4. We have got 19 laps remaining, and Alex Johnson leads us away for the second time this evening with Mackenzie Roon tucked up the inside. Lee Aberdeen's going to try and come round as well. There's action further back with Andre Zalanda. He's running side by side with Jake Potts here through the first chicane. Off we go once more. Everybody seems to have made it through. Roman Ratu even made it through. This time around, Jake Potts is under pressure from this man Zalanda. He's on the inside. Zalanda going to be running round that inside up into the second variante we go, and Zalanda's on the left hand side, Potts on the right. Is Potts going to be able to hold it? He does. Here's the number 9 going to almost take a bit out of him as well. That's Malaire. Unfortunately, he didn't get through this time either, but it looks like there's a slowdown for Lee Aberdeen. He's dropped a place to Kevin Swemster. He's going to lose another place here as well. He hasn't managed to lose another place, but Jake Potts, around he goes. Potts is up. There's one across the middle of the track. That's Zalanda.
Oh, no, not Zalanda getting caught up. I think somebody's out of the race. This could be another safety car, I think. Yeah, I think Zalanda. No, Zalanda's still going. That car's still going, but the wheel's not attached. The suspension's completely knackered.
Oh, Jake Potts and Andre Zalanda coming together here once more. Zalanda straight into the back of Potts, and what's Zalanda now? He just goes up in the air, comes back across the circuit. Nowhere to go.
Wow. What an incident that. I think it was just a big coming together. Not really much they could do. All the cars close together in that instance, and well, it's the being caught out with a car in the middle of the track, not the best running there. I don't know how Zalanda's still going in that car. I think he's finally finished. No, he's still going round. Look, he's driving on 3 wheels. It's like Lewis Hamilton at Silverstone, except not a puncture, but a completely wrecked car. And he's going to make it into the pits for that one free fast repair he's going to get, which is extraordinary.
Yeah, Zalanda, Potts and Shana and Villiers were all involved in that one there. It was a little bit messy further back from everyone. We are still running and racing. There is no safety car, which I'm very, very shocked about. I'm not going to lie. As Villiers in the car, 1, 2, 3, goes past Willie Morris as they're coming into the second variante on that run down into the first. Lesmo going to stick it in deep, look for the inside line. There we go. Run it once, keep it over the edge of the curb because you will pick up an off track, and then into Lesmo 2. Get it back, settle down into the dip again, and you can go once more. Alex Johnson's out in front by nearly second already, but it is all about Darius Ratchikas, Thomas Sabonis, and Willie Morris, who are having this fight in the middle here, Kelsey.
Yeah, they are. They're going to be making the best use of the slipstream down these long straights as well. It's a high-speed circuit, this one, and they'll be battling and chopping and changing for positions, maybe even sending some moves to the inside of corners there, and it's going to be a nice little fight. Looks like Johnson's broken up a nice gap for himself. For now, it's only about 7/10 of a second, but it'll do for the time being to keep Rune behind. Zwemstra has fallen way back as well, needs to try and catch up. He's got Lee Aberdeen for company, the two teammates there, so they'll be working together, I'm sure.
Yeah, definitely once more here as well, and we're on board with Willie Morris. Is just about, you've taken the long way. You've taken the long way, and the long and dangerous way for Willie Morris. Down into the variante we go, side by side. Is Morris going to make it through for that Limos e-motorsport team? He does make it through, and that puts all the locals together. Villiers, Rakakas and a bonus are all together for the local motorsport team there as well. Frank is in YouTube, agreed on the daylight savings team. The vast majority of us aren't farmers anymore. It'll be fine. We should all just use UTC. So I agree.
Yeah, it's just outdated concept, really. Doesn't really serve much purpose other than to confuse everybody or make people switch their watches round anymore, I think.
Yeah.
You just don't really need it now, do we?
No, but there we go. It is what we are going to be getting until what time the powers who can't run the countries anyway make a decision. Kevin Webster with Lee Aberdeen here, tucked up right behind him. Aberdeen coming through now. He's coming up to that curve of Parabolica. Is he going to be looking at the inside of Webster? There is two cars there, I promise you, as they're tucked up literally nose to tail. If this is Aberdeen's time, his time is now. Get Webster going around the Parabolica. Get the exit down that start-finish straight and get tucked in as best you can. You are going to suck up to the back of him faster than my wife doing the hoovering around my living room, I can tell you that much. Down below a tenth they go. Aberdeen's going to make that inside line move. He has got it done, and he even got it done before they even got down to the first chicane there, Kelsey. Great job. And Ratchikas is also fighting here with Morris.
Yeah, side by side they go, high speed all the way down to that braking zone as Ratchikauskas makes his way through into P11. And is he gonna come back at him? He's gonna look to the outside, but it's the inside line. It's Ratchikauskas' corner, and he's gonna leave Morris for dust and get himself into 11, leaving him to chase after himself and go after Ratiu ahead.
Yeah, this is Aberdeen and Zwemstra still going at it. Morris and Ratkauskas, sorry. Darius, if you watch it back, I did forget how to pronounce your name here as well, so much love. Darius, we'll get it right, not gonna lie. But Lee Aberdeen, Kevin Webster as they head in down into the Ascari. Mackenzie Rune pulls out. He's looking at closing up that 1.3 second gap. He needs to stay ahead of Aberdeen and needs to stay ahead of Webster. Separate these Alcantech boys, otherwise it's going to be a 1, 2, 3, and we know what happened to Andre Zalander. We saw the incident, and he's all the way down here in 16th. But Thomas Siros is having a nice little tidy battle with one of the Mecca Esports boys, and that's Kevin Vermont here as well, and Siros from the Mecca Esport team going to be surely got to be looking up the inside here as well. Doesn't quite make it through. He's trying to hang on from the back of Andy Miller, from Maxwell Racing.
Yeah, nice little fight between these two, Miller and Siros. They're sticking in. I think Miller's got that advantage. He's got the slipstream over car number 10, and he'll have a look maybe coming in towards turn number 1. Here he comes, car 333. That's green, that British racing green car with a nice blue flog on the back. Not really getting close enough on this occasion, but you see him just closing in under braking, trying to get a better exit, trying to set up a move perhaps through the Curva Grande as they go. There's a little fight going on behind them as well. There's a few little tussles going on all over the place, I think, and the slipstream is just helping that.
Yeah, I think the slipstream's aiding these drivers, keeping with the people in front. You can see Miller here, Siros on the big old defense. He's going to jeopardize his exit coming out of the second variante now. On the way down into the Lesmo we go. You can see Miller, he's tucked up right behind. Behind that, you got Solano and Ratu are also fighting it out through Lesmo 1. Past the boards we go, looking for that 50 on the brakes. Andy Miller tucks it in. He keeps it nice and tidy. What about Roman Ratu? He's got a better exit than Victor Solano. Is going to be looking around the outside here. I don't know if this is quite going to work as they go up into the Ascari. He's relying on Solano, giving him a big old chunk of room here as Ratu. Is he going to be able to make it through? Solano does back out, does the right thing, and then gets a better exit than Ratu coming out of the Ascari.
Yeah, that was nice and tidy. I think that was well advised from Solano to just back out there. I think if he'd have tried to stay in, he might have been forced onto them sausage curbs, which are absolutely nasty on these Formula 3 cars. So he doesn't want to get out on there. He'll go flying. He's going to try go back around the outside as he has a little bit of a look as they go through Parabolica, but tucks it in, gets into the slipstream. He's going to focus on that exit. You want to try and get the power down as soon as possible through the Parabolica, because he's going to give you the best run all the way down this straight. Car number 10 just peeling through at the head, and here's Solano tucked right into the diffuser of this car. There's a fight going on all parts of this straight, and it looks like Miller has got his way past Siros ahead, and then it looks like Ratu is still keeping going.
Yeah, it's all getting a little bit unfortunate, a little bit messy there, I'm not going to lie. Willie Morris Urbanos there as well. There's somebody off the side of the track. I believe that might be Thomas Abonas is also off the side of the circuit. Andy Miller did manage to get past Thomas Siros. Solano did manage to hang on from the 90. Solano did lose the position to Ratu, and Ratu now is trying to break away and catch up to the Siros power in front. Lee Aberdeen is under pressure from Swepstra once more, slowly closing the gap down to Mackenzie Room, down to about 8/10 of a second here at the moment, and let's see how this draft pulls them in. You can see the times are coming down absolutely speedy on the left hand side. 4/10 coming down, dropping down into the freeze as Swepstra gets right onto the back of Aberdeen. Surely it's got to be down into turn 1.
Yeah, surely he's got to try and make a move here. Swemstra is all over the back of Aberdeen. Luckily, Aberdeen's got a little bit closer to Rune now, so he's going to have a little bit of an advantage, a little bit of a toe down. And it looks like Johnson has opened up a nice gap. He's not been able to break away completely. He's still within sight of the cars behind him, but he's definitely got some breathing room. He'll be cruising a little bit now, but there's still plenty of racing laps to go.
Yeah, there definitely is. We're still only on lap 10 of 25. You can see in the background Victor Solano here in the 99 with Roman Ratu. There's a big lock up in front of him. Ratu looks like he's just made it through, and now Ratu is trying to hold Solano back. Solano coming now, round we go, round the long looping right-hander down into the second variante. Is Solano going to use that draft? Is he going to pull alongside? Is Ratu going to go on the defensive here? We will see, and time is going to tell once more. And you can see now Victor Solano manages to hang on from Roman Ratu, but only time will tell before that battle, I think, comes up and has another round. Mackenzie Roon, Lee Aberdeen, Kevin Swepstra. Lee Aberdeen's got closer to Roon this time. He's used the 2 draft opportunities he's got here, Kelsey, and now he's closed up within nearly half a second.
Yeah, I think Roon's in trouble here. He's not got as much of an effective toe from Johnson ahead, so he's going to be really vulnerable to Aberdeen and Zwemstra behind. They'll eat him up as they come down towards turn 1 when they get the opportunity. It's going to be a good little drag race down into that braking zone, but Roon's held it well for these opening 10 laps or so. But this should be a nice little battle, and what it will do is it will allow Johnson to breathe even more if they battle intensely.
I think that's the problem, isn't it? Whenever you're battling on a racetrack for Roon and Aberdeen, you start battling, the man in front starts making an escape, partly because you two are tripping over each other. I don't think Aberdeen's going to be close enough down this time into the Prima Variante now. Through the right and left, and on we go, up through Curva Grande, down into the second Variante. How is this going to work? Is Aberdeen going to try that inside line? You can see Roon already on the defensive. He's already on that left-hand side. He wants that line coming into this second Variante now. Roon tucks out. He goes back across and Lee Aberdeen's nose. Aberdeen did not make the move once more. What about coming out the exit? Aberdeen gets a nice little run out there. He's chasing down Mackenzie Roon once more through the first Lesmo we go. Roon gets it a little bit wrong. He's going to run a little bit wide. What's going to happen into the second? He's got to get it in that dip. There's the dip there, and off we go now down into the Ascari. Can Aberdeen, do you think, get past Roon here? He's definitely using that draft well.
Yeah, he is. Those two Lesmos are slightly cambered as well. Helps you really get around the corner, and here he comes. Pulls to the outside. It's going to be side by side. We've seen this once before already. Is he going to go all the way around? I think Roon's just positioned that car well enough, but Aberdeen's not letting this one go. He stays very close, looks to focus on his exit as they come out of the Ascari chicane now. I don't think it's going to be a run into Parabolica, is it? He pulls to the inside now as he goes, I think just searching, looking very, very close to the car number 51, but I think he's going to be making this move on the main straight.
Yeah, I think he's going to just start closing up. You're going to see that 2 temps plummet here. Roon's gone into the pits. He's given Aberdeen no time to get any draft and use him as best as he possibly can. What's going down here with Willie Morris? He's just lost a Palais to Ratchkauskas here and coming down into the Parabolica now. Morris on the outside for Loomis E Motorsports on the left. We've got Ratchkauskas from Locals Autosport on the inside. They're going to be drag racing straight down this straight now, and then behind all of us is Thomas Abonas from the Locals Autosport team as well. Mackenzie Roon comes out of the pits. He manages to stay just in front of this battle there as well. Morris backs out a little bit. Ratchkauskas makes it through down into the first chicane, and now it's all Ratchkauskas, big old spin, the big old slide he got on there, Kelsey, as well as Willie Morris is using that now to close the gap right up.
Yeah, very easy to get a slide coming out of turn 2 there. It's so easy to just get a little bit too excited on the power and just lose the back end. And looking around the outside now as we come into the Della Roggia, no way through for Morris on this occasion. He's going to be sandwiched in between the 2 cars there of the local sports team, and it's going to be battle commencing.
Yeah, they're going to be going at it again once more. They've been jousting back and forth now. Morris has lost that place to Ratchkauskas here, and now he's got to go again. Coming down the straight into the Ascari chicane. Is it going to be Morris? Morris is losing a little bit of time here. He pulls it back to just under 7 temps, goes back out to nearly a second on one braking point there for Morris, and that unfortunately is going to put him under pressure from Villiers here. What happened to Thomas Abonas? Because he was in this mix at one point here, Kelsey, and then all of a sudden he seems to have disappeared here. So what have you been up to, Mr. Abonas, and did you do it again? Oh, he did over the sausage curbs. Had to unfortunately hit the brakes. Doesn't really make the car stop. But now Morris under attack from Villiers down the start-finish straight here.
Yeah, those sausage curbs are not your friend on this track. But here we go again, side by side. Morris is going to lose another place here, I think. He's going to have to slipstream from his teammate, is Bonas. So it's going to be a nice, easy pass ahead into the braking zone, leaving Morris in the dust of the car, but he's going to fight this back. He looked like he got a decent exit out of turn number 2, but I don't think he's going to be able to close in as they come through Curva Grande now.
Here they go now. Morris is trying to go to that inside. He's going to be the outside for the chicane, of course. We've got Villiers just there as well. They're going to merely make contact. They don't make it through. Villiers stays where he is, and now Thomas Siros has got his Mecha Esports Roman Ratu right behind him. Don't forget, these guys do have to make a pit stop, so he's going to juggle things around, and at the moment the only man who has made a pit stop, actually we've got two. One is Roman Ratu and one is Mackenzie Arun. Everybody else, Navarro, Solanda, Potts, Shana and Jimenez, were all involved in incidents, so that was more of a forced pit stop than a pit stop by choice. But Thomas Siros here, is he going to defend from Ratu tucked up right behind him? The two teammates, of course, from Mecha Esport battling it out once more here on lap 14. We've got 11 to go here, Kelsey, and now this could be anybody's games with these pit stops coming up.
Yeah, it is. I'd keep an eye on Rune, I think. Gone for the undercut. It's going to benefit from it quite a lot, I think. It is a short pit lane, though, so he's got to be putting in the lap times. But side by side, the two Mecha Esports cars go in towards turn one. They won't want to fight this too hard. They won't want to cause any calamity. But it looks like Ratu has got himself ahead of Siros on this occasion. Car number 10 leading, being led by Ratu, the lead Frenchman of the two that are left out there. The monster lead Frenchman, I should say.
Yeah, he is at the moment, and currently for Ratu, he could be in quite a good spot here. My fear is he pitted under the safety car, so he's going to have to pit again. It just depends on how far he can get up the field in the meantime. That's going to be the problem. 32.2 seconds was the pit lane time of Mackenzie Rune, 32.32 here. And as we know, don't take that golden, because that should put Rune in the lead, but unfortunately it doesn't quite calculate as it should do, which confuses me sometimes, but never mind. Anyway, so Mackenzie Rune should move up, but I've got a funny feeling here, Kelsey. Ratu pitted on lap 2. He's definitely got to go again, I think.
Yeah, he must do. I'm not too well versed with the tyre wear around this circuit in these cars in particular, but it's a long way to go around here, and with the high speed corners that around here, you've got the Curva Grande, Parabolica's quick, Ascari's very fast as well, then the two Lesmos are quite fast. You'd think that the tyres come under quite a bit of stress as you go around, especially the ones on the inside of the track, which would be the right hand side, as it's a clockwise circuit.
Yes, it is. Sorry, I was like, yeah, actually it is a clockwise circuit. Of course, it's not like Interlagos, which does run the other way. Siros is now under attack from Solano. We've got Villiers, who is trying to get onto the back of James Malaire here. As you can just see, Malaire has unfortunately gone around for the Nox Motorsports team. He was coming out of the pits here, and Andy Miller did not get past Thomas Bonas either. So Thomas Siros, Roman Ratu, they've opened up about a second at the moment. Miller here as well. He's trying to battle away once more. Andy Miller onto the back of Thomas Bonas. Miller has pitted. Bonas has not pitted. James Miller has pitted in front of him. So there we go. Lee Aberdeen, unfortunately, is taking a bit of an off track, and we're going to have a look and see what Aberdeen's been up to. I've got a funny feeling he's just going to run wide here. And yep, there's the first one. What's he going to do on the second one? Is he going to run wide again? Yep, and that will be two off tracks Lee Aberdeen has just picked up from two corners. They've got to be careful here, Kelsey, because them off tracks can rack up, and at 16 they're in for a drive-through.
Yeah, they are. That's it, and it's so easily done at the Lesmos. It's the danger point, I'd say, for it, and the other one being the exit of the Parabolica. You run that a little bit too wide, you'll get an off track, and those will stack up and work against you in the race. So you don't want to be getting too many more of them. You've got to really be patient with some of these corners, as not to get that run out that wide, or not to dip a tyre into the gravel and ruin your exit. But we got more pit stops now. It's getting busy out there in the pit lane, James.
Yeah, it definitely is. More people are in. Mackenzie Rune is coming out behind Lee Aberdeen. Aberdeen got out before Mackenzie Rune, so Rune is gonna have to go after the Australian here. He didn't clear Rune in the pits. he didn't, let me say that again, Mackenzie Roon didn't undercut Lee Aberdeen. It's going to be Aberdeen who will be out front, who pulled the overcut on Mackenzie Roon, and now Roon has got to try and get on to the back of him. Lee Aberdeen nearly opening up a second already here. I'm struggling. I think Roon might be struggling since he's come out of the pits as we go. Oh, Aberdeen's got a big slide on. Roon's going to go through. Oh, open it up. Aberdeen's going to go off. They're going to be running side by side down into the Ascari now. As you see, Mackenzie Roon on the right-hand side will be on your left now. That car 51 with Lee Aberdeen 1-2-2 on the inside. Is Roon going to send it through, or is he going to look for a better exit? I've got a funny feeling he's looked for a better exit. Aberdeen's tightened it up now, and here comes Mackenzie Roon. He's got to get this run here, Kelsey, because otherwise he ain't going to have another opportunity.
No, he's got the Aberdeen's got those fresher tyres, and Roon's looking to the outside of the parabolica here. They're going to run side by side once again. Perhaps Roon got a much better exit, it seems. It's a lot more top speed, but it's the inside line for Aberdeen. But Roon's going to try and cut underneath him if he can, look for that better exit. But I think Aberdeen was just able to get on the power that little bit earlier, which is going to give him the advantage as they run all the way down to turn one.
Yeah, they definitely are. We've got Roman Ratu, Rakauskas and Villiers in the pits. There's somebody coming out of the pit lane there as well. I got a funny feeling that was Kevin Swemstra. We are side by side with Lee Aberdeen. I'm going to watch that one back in a minute because I got a funny feeling Kevin Swemstra did not do an ideal scenario here as well. You can see them coming down into that first corner, and there for Mackenzie Roon, he had to go out on the grass with Swemstra coming out of the pits there. Not an ideal way, but did he make an overtake in an off-track scenario? That's going to be one for the stewards to look at. Let's face it, did he really have anywhere to go?
I don't know. I don't think that's anything to flag up there, James. It looked like he only dipped a wheel off the grass from what I could see of the replay, which it is fine. He still had two wheels on the track, which I think is generally the rule of thumb when it comes to track limits and overtaking and such. It was almost a Schumacher-Heikkinen situation there, but unfortunately Roon wasn't able to make the pass going into turn one.
No, definitely not. I want to kind of have a look and see from Roon's position here. Now, he's gone, the thing is, he's gone the inside. Oh, there he is. Oh, dearie me. Okay. Yeah, fair one. I think we can safely say he didn't really have anywhere to go there, did he?
No, I mean, he could have tried to go on the inside, but I think because he was battling, well, on the outside, I should say, because he was battling with Aberdeen up ahead, I think it was the more optimal line to sort of take into that overtake. So I think Roon could be given some sort of benefit of the doubt on that one. I think it would be very harsh for the stewards to penalise him.
Well, to be fair, he didn't actually know. Let's be real. He didn't know Swemstra was coming out, right? Because he's obviously, he saw him at the beginning, then he tucked back in. Didn't know that realistically that he was coming out. You can see Miller on the left-hand side, the 3-3-3, trying to go past Roman Ratu here down into the first chicane. And he has made it through. Miller's already wrapped it up. Ratu's going to try and come back on that inside. Oh, don't send it from there. Don't send it from there. Okay. Oh, you did. And Roman Ratu tries to get on the gas early there as well, and unfortunately gets a big old slide on. That's allowed Miller to defend it. Round the Curva Grande they go. There's somebody off the side of the circuit. I've got a funny feeling that's Carlos Navarro here once more. Miller on the right-hand side of your picture. Ratu on the outside. Down we go. You can see the cars running over the top of us. They're going to be side by side. Still going to be side by side coming out. Miller and Ratu. Ratu slots back in behind him before he gets to the first Lesmo there, Kelsey. But they were having a great battle all the way through the first four corners of this racetrack.
Yeah, that was a lovely little scrap. That's a display of how you race side by side through the Della Roggia chicane on this racetrack, and it was close, but it was fair. There was not much wheel banging between the two. There wasn't much trading of the paintwork, as you'd say, but it's a good little scrap between the two of them. It's going to continue, but I think Ratu is just falling down the order because his tyres must be starting to really scream right about now. Remember, he came in at lap 2 under the safety car, and I think it's not doing him any favours.
No, well, it depends if he went for tyres again, right? And I'm only going to say this in a realistic fashion because he pitted again on lap 16 as well, did Romain Ratu. So he went in on lap 16 again. So he's obviously been in, you know, we said he's going to need to stop again, right? There was no way he was going to make it. So he has been in. I want to look at what's happened here with Alexander Shana and Carlos Navarro. And, let's try that one again. Was there a move there from... Oh, no. Shana just missed his breaking point, unfortunately. And as you can see... full off. His feet are gone as well, which is the very weirdest thing. I'm not going to lie. No feet for Shana, and he just missed his breaking point on that one, didn't he?
Yeah, he broke that a little bit too late. I think he was so close to the back of the car ahead of him that he just got that little bit distracted. It's very easy to do that when you're under the heat of the moment, and you can see car number 32 didn't really make any moves under braking that were dodgy, just held line, and I think 45 is going to get into a little bit of trouble for that one, I think, as it's all his fault, all on the car behind to not make contact.
Zalander and Potts having a battle further down. This is for 14th and 15th. Yes, you heard us. It is for 14th and 15th place. They did get themselves caught up in an incident together back early in the race, and now they're trying to come back through. Both men have pitted. Zalander on lap 18, Potts on lap 13. It looks like Willie Morris has also had a moment. He's dropped down the order as well, but can Zalander make it the most and try and get onto the back of Potts? You can see the Ratu Miller battle once more commencing here as well. Miller is trying to hold on from Ratu, the man from Maxwell Racing Team over the Mecca Esport team. Can Ratu close up? Surely Ratu's best opportunity has got to be turn 1.
Yeah, it's got to be. He's got to get tucked right in, get the speed down the straight, and then just try and send it if he can. Is Miller going to go on the defensive here? I think he's going to hold the line. He doesn't want to defend fresh air and compromise his run through these first couple of corners. A smart decision from 333. Just wants to focus on that exit and try and just keep Ratu at bay, which he's doing quite well for the time being. But I think on the last lap I just caught a glimpse of Ratu, and he was really attacking those curbs coming into this next chicane, the Della Roggia.
It definitely was. He was last time out. He was 2 tenths quicker than Miller as well. So he's going to have to be careful, Miller, at this moment in time, because he could be under pressure from Ratu. You can see it was just under 1.5 tenths, as Ratu was quicker. Miller has been slower over the last laps. Of course, he's pulled out a gap. That lap 17 is kind of really invalid because, let's face it, it was the pit lap here for Ratu, and now we're going to see how close he's got. You can see it on the screen. 1.5 tenths just popped out to 2 tenths again as they come into the Variante Ascari now. Through they go, through the left, through the right. I had a song in my head then, I'm sure I did. There as well, you know the one I mean.
The cha-cha slide, is that the one you're thinking of?
No, it was to the left, to the right, jump up and down and to your knees, come and dance every night.
Yeah, you know.
She's shaking the hula melody. There we go.
There you go. James commentator and up-and-coming singer as well.
Yeah, not sure at my age.
I don't know, you're never too old.
Well, so they tell me, but I also get told to stop singing by my kids. As we can see, Ratu go all the way over to the left-hand side. He's going to make it through. Miller there just... Well, I don't really know what Miller did, but whatever Miller did, he didn't really do it decisively and try and hang on to that position. And Miller does go through. Rachkauskas catching up to Willie Morris here as well. Rachkauskas coming around that curve of Parabolica. They're going to be running side by side down into turn 1. Rachkauskas from the locals Auto Sports 113 on the left-hand side. Miller on the 466. Here we go. Rachkauskas is going to make it through as he's coming down into the chicane. Job done, I should think. Morris is trying to come back round, leave the inside open. He did leave the inside open, and Rachkauskas does get through anyway.
Yeah, Morris was very brave on the brakes to try and go around the outside, but in that moment it was Ratchkowski's corner, and there was nothing Morris could really do other than try to maybe scare Ratchkowskis into that second part of the chicane. A nice little bit of driving there from Ratchkowskis, positioned the car beautifully, and it looks like Zwemstra and Rune are kicking off a little fight. This will be for the final place on the podium to make it an all Alcantech podium.
Oh, he's going to get him. He's going to get him.
Yeah.
Rune's put it right against the wall, and I don't blame him on that one. But I've got a funny feeling it's going to be Zwemstra's going to be through. He's going to be through by the time they get down. Can Rune send it in? He knows he's got to be coming. Zwemstra knows he's going to be coming. Open up the steering a little bit for Kevin Zwemstra. He did do that decisively, and Mackenzie Rune goes down into 4th place. We've got an Alcantech NHR 1, 2, 3. MW Race Consulting with Alex Johnson and Nyman Racing with Aberdeen and Kevin Zwemstra out in front of that 2nd and 3rd respectively. They're almost touching tyres. In they go out of the exit of the 2nd chicane, coming down into the Lesmo. Rune's not giving it up. He's trying to put Zwemstra off as much as possible. Leave him that room. Zwemstra does leave him the room. He also doesn't take the nose off Rune. Into the 2nd Lesmo 2 they go here, Kelsey, and once more it's all about what Rune can do.
Yeah, Zwemstra was showing Lewis Hamilton how to defend into that corner from Rune behind, who luckily they didn't come together like Piastri and Hamilton did a week or so ago here at this very circuit. But a good little fight between the two. I don't think Rune's going to give this one up. I think Aberdeen was just that bit quicker than Rune, but Zwemstra is going to have his work cut out for these last couple of laps, and they might be swapping positions for the next few, it seems, because it looks like Rune hasn't really dropped back. Looking to the inside of Parabolica. They're not really having the space there, but he's going to get himself ready, tuck in, get onto that power as soon as he possibly can and try into turn 1.
No, he's trying to have a go. Here is Rune. You can see Zwemstra's turned to hug the wall. He's right over to the right-hand side. When he comes out of that pit lane, he knows he's got to go left. Rune's trying to swing it round the outside on lap 23. Mackenzie Rune's late on the brakes. Zwemstra gives him respectfully the room, but only enough. That's all he needed. Zwemstra manages to hold on to that position. Mackenzie Rune now's come up, tucked right behind him here as well. Through the Curva Grande they go, on this way down into the 2nd Variante. Is it going to be able to get through? Can Zwemstra hold on? Is Rune going to send it too wide? He's not this time around, and Rune does manage to hang on. He's got to get the exit out, coming down into these Lesmos, Kelsey, because otherwise he's not going to be able to stay close to him going up past the last Ascari.
No, he's not. He's got to stay tucked in as well. I just had a little look back at the move into turn 1 that Rune tried to attempt. I think he just gave Zwemstra that little bit too much space as they went into the corner, and should have maybe got his elbows out that little bit more to just not to make any sort of contact, but to compromise Zwemstra on that second part of the corner, and it would have been all his. But here comes Rune again, looks to the inside, but doesn't quite go for the move. Smart for Ascari. It can be a bit dangerous going side by side into there.
He's definitely trying, Rune. Let him, to be honest with you, with only 1 and 1 more to go here, Alex Johnson is got to Aberdeen about 6.5 seconds behind him. Zwemstra's not got that luxury. He has got Rune coming at him. He needs to be in around about that 3.5 tenths. There you go. Look, you can see the time start plummeting now. Mackenzie Rune hasn't got the brakes on. Zwemstra, you'll come on. We're not weaving jumpers here, Kevin Zwemstra. We are trying to stay on the racetrack. Let's make 1 move. You've made 2. That was the 3rd one. Oh,
yeah, way too many moves from Zwemstra. Way too many. You can't be zigzagging across the track, especially that close to the braking zone as well. You've got to be predictable. You can't be making last-minute moves like that.
No, I think for Kevin Zwemstra, if you watch this back, sir, you're going to get a bit of a slap on the wrist, because that was way too many there. You weaved that many times. You could have knitted me a jumper on the way over. I'm not going to lie. But Zwemstra now has got to be able to just defend from Mackenzie Rune. But Mackenzie Rune's got to be looking at trying to put him under all sorts of pressure. Just put him under pressure. Put him under pressure. Put him under more pressure. And if Zwemstra carries on weaving like that, surely somebody's got to step in. We are going to be on the final lap very, very shortly. But you cannot be weaving as we are at the moment.
No, I mean there's an element of danger taken out of it, of course, just as because it's e-racing. It's not really anybody's lives being put at risk, but it's it's still motorsport. The same rules still apply. You cannot be doing that at all. I saw the third one, and that was very close. You saw Rune closing in at high speeds, and look, here comes the weaving again. Perhaps just one move, but there's the second one. They're back onto the line a little bit, not as controversial as those ones there, but Zwemstra really pushing the boundaries. I think the stewards might have something to say about that.
I've got a funny feeling Mackenzie Roon might have something to say about it as well. We'll have a watch. There goes one. He's gone to the right. He knows he's going to be safe on the final lap. There's your second one. Then he's going to come back again. That's the third one.
Yeah, I don't think that's
It's not ideal, is it? Like,
no.
If we're watching it and you make one move, fine. You cannot make the second one, and you cannot definitely not make the third one that nearly saw Mackenzie Roone's nose gone. He literally needed to go and see a plastic surgeon on the racetrack there because his nose was chopped off. He literally was in nose smelling. He couldn't smell a single thing because his nose wasn't there, and I don't know. Kevin Zwemstra I know from another series, and he's never raced like that. I've never seen nothing like that from him before, and that's a little bit touch and go for me. I'm not gonna lie. Your leader is coming through the Ascari now. I will keep an eye on him as he's going to be coming around the Parabolica. Look at this. This is borderline ridiculous.
He's been reading from the book of Roman Grosjean, I think, on how to defend and defend poorly at that. Not the idea.
No, look, there's two. There's three. Not an happy bunny with you, Mr. Zwemstra, I'll tell you that much. But over the line comes your winner, Alex Johnson. He will take that victory in the first race of the evening with Lee Aberdeen there as well. Yeah, I don't think if I was Rune there, I would be doing that. I think there would have been a different outcome from me to that. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, it just puts a bit of a dampener on the battle, doesn't it? It makes it a little less more exciting, and it's just poor racecraft out there, isn't it? Just making so many moves like that. I mean, I understand trying to break the slipstream because it is powerful, but there becomes a limit where it's, you toe a very fine line between innocently trying to break the slipstream, as you're allowed to do, and then making too many moves and then breaching into that territory of dangerous driving.
Yeah, definitely. That could have ended badly. Solander and Potts are going to be where they are. They got caught up in an incident earlier on in the race, and are now going to come over as they are down in 13th and 14th. We are going to have Rachkauskas on pole for the 6-lap sprint race here at Monza. Let's hope we don't see the same repeat of the little weaving across the side of the track. Let us know in chat here as well. That weaving from Zwemstra is preposterous, very unsportsmanlike. I agree. Fact checks as well. I agree. And trust me, I will say, and it was. I'm not going to lie. As I said, I know Zwemstra from a different series, and I've never seen him race like that. That was just, undoubtedly unsafe, should we say. If Rune hadn't used his noddle, they could have ended up crashing into each other, and that would have been flat out on Kevin Zwemstra. I'm not going to lie here either. So we'll wait, and now we are being able to bring you up the results for Heat 1. Here once more for the first race of Monza. Alex Johnson is your winner. Lee Aberdeen in second. Kevin Zwemstra in third. Mackenzie Rune in fourth. There's got to be a process there, I'm not going to lie. Kevin Vermont in fifth. James Malaire in sixth. Roman Ratu in seventh. Andy Miller in eighth. Victor Solano ninth. Vakaris Villius in 10th. Thomas Siros in 11th. Darius Rachkauskas in 12th. Jake Potts in 13th. Zalander 14th. And Willie Morris down in 15th place. Then beyond that, we got Thomas Urbanos as well. I believe there was a couple more behind that once more. But protest. For your comments, I have to see what happened. I can't show you, unfortunately, because we've gone into the next session. But let's just say Kevin Swemstra made more than one move weaving across the racetrack. He could have knitted me a jumper, he weaved that many times. And then the third weave, he nearly took the nose off Mackenzie Roon. So you and I both know, Mr. Jimenez, how much weaving drives me absolutely crazy there as well. Just go back in the broadcast a little bit, Tony, and you'll see it. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking back myself, James. It's about 10. It's on lap 20. Well, on to lap 24. It's the one that I'm looking at. Well, putting my stewarding hat on right about now. From my experience as a steward, it's that third one that is the dodgy one.
Yeah,
because he's right over on the right hand side, and then they're about at the 300-meter board, and then he squeezes just over as Roon is about to pass him. That's the one that I think the stewards will look at and penalise Zwemstra for, because that was extremely dangerous.
Yeah, I think it was, but I've got a funny feeling nothing might happen.
Roon had to come straight over to the side. Like, something's got to happen to that, surely.
Well, you would have thought so, but as I say, not an ideal scenario from Mr. Zwemstra there either. So there we go. Let's see how we get on in this 6-lap feature. Top 12 inverted. We will bring you up the grid at the end of warm-up. We've got 2.5 minutes as of right now remaining here as well. So let's see how these boys get on once more. Doesn't that third weave constitute reckless blocking? Do you know what? Blocking is an interesting terminology within certain leagues and iRacing, partly because of the situation with it. If you are seen to be actively blocking, then yes, it is, and I agree with you, constitute of reckless blocking. But I think the thing is with that one is each league has their own opinions. Now, what they can say is obviously for Kevin Swemstra, there was space in front of Mackenzie Roon to make that third block, which he did do. But me, I don't like it. I'm very Formula One orientated. You've made your one move, stay there, suck up whatever comes after that. You know what I mean? 2 is bad enough, but to make the third, I do agree. But yeah, it really does depend what Mackenzie Roon and Kevin Swemstra think. And at the moment, looking at the discussion in the Discord, neither of them are unhappy. So maybe we're making more of it than the drivers are here.
I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if that gets flagged up. I mean, for me, on both, in all aspects, commentary, stewarding, and the driver's perspective as well. If somebody had done that to me, I'd be absolutely livid. I'd be screaming in the steward's room saying, you better penalise that guy because he's done something very dangerous there. And as I made a point earlier, if this was real life racing, which it's not, but if it was, then that is the sort of thing that can cause extreme injury in this sport, and we do not like to see that ever in motorsports. So you don't, that third move on the start of that 24th lap, that's the one for me, because Roon was so close. If go back and watch it, you could see exactly what was going on as Roon had to swerve over as quickly as he possibly could back to the inside as Zwemstra came to the outside. This is probably as non-impartial I would be on a commentary stream, but I fully agree with you, James. These moves were beyond any sort of decent racecraft.
Yeah, definitely as well. Downforce Gaming, another F3 league. Nice. Is this higher skill than the IGP? Well, you've got the likes of Andre Zalander, Alex Johnson, Kevin Swemstra, Victor Solano as well. So Lee Aberdeen is also in this one. So there's quite a nice spread of drivers. Unfortunately, Tony, I cannot, due to the fact that the session has gone over, and because it's gone over, it wipes all the history out previously from the one before. So unfortunately, I cannot show you. All I can advise you is go and have a look through the broadcast on the beginning of lap 24. Darius Raskaukas is in first, with Thomas Siros in second, Vakaris Villiers third, Victor Solano fourth, Andy Miller fifth, Roman Ratu in sixth, James Belair in seventh, Kevin Vimont in eighth, Mackenzie Roon ninth, Kevin Swemstra 10th, Lee Aberdeen in 11th, and Alex Johnson down in 12th place. Then you've got Jake Potts, Andre Zalander, Willie Morris, Thomas Urbanos, Rachel Jimenez, Carlos Navarro, and Alexander Shana at the back here as we're going in to what is going to be the race of these sprints. It's 6 laps. And let's see how this one pans out here with Darius Rakauskas in the first place. Now, the lights are going to be coming on. You're going to see them on your screen. We've got 1, we got 2, we got 3, we got 4, we got 5. And now we have green, Rakauskas and Siros running down into the first chicane now. Rakauskas is out in front. There's going to be almost 3 wide. Why are you Summer Siros trying to make it 3 wide? Rakauskas in second place. Are they all going to make it through? Currently at this moment in time, you can see the hustle and bustle of all the cars. There's checkups all involved here as well, and the highest gainer out of all of that was Victor Solano, who is up 2 at the moment. Kelsey.
Yeah, Solano done well to navigate his way for that traffic. So did Siros as well. Jumping Rachkauskas off the start. It was all nice and clean coming into the first couple of corners. Let's see if it stays that way. Coming into the Della Roggia now, it's going to be Siros leading Solano, then Rachkauskas, then Malaire and Villiers as your top 5 as well. But it's shuffling. Solano's gone and somebody's off.
Thomas Urbanos is off, but Solano had a slowdown. That was Kevin Veermont, I think, as well. No, it wasn't Veermont, it was Miller. Andy Miller is off the side of the circuit as well there. And Rachel Jimenez is just picking her way through slowly. Oh, there's a big one. Absolutely huge. Swemstra's up in the air. What?
Oh, what has happened there?
Oh, he's up the back end of the Mecca. That's Roman Ratu, isn't it? The 23?
The 23, I think so. Let's see, is he coming out of the through Lesmo 2 now? Roman Ratu off the circuit comes, but yeah, that's... Ooh.
Look at that.
Yeah, that's... Wow.
Boom.
3 barrel rolls in the air there?
There was a lot more than that. There was a lot more in that. I was going up here. Villiers has also had his own moment once more. And Vakaris Villiers as well getting caught up. He's up in the air. No, that's another Alcantech.
Oh!
That's Webster again.
Not again. Oh, lap 1 carnage in these sprint races is just...
So he goes up here.
Else.
What happened there? Was it... Who's the other Alcantech there?
Don't tell me it's Johnson.
Oh, I've got a funny feeling it's Zalander.
Let's see, I'm looking at the timings.
Oh, he's coming on track. Why are you on... Why?
Oh.
Villiers, what? No. You can't do that. You cannot come across back on track. What the ginorma is going on here? He was up in the air already. And then he watched this. So that's the other Alcantech. That's the number 1 car as well. That's Alex Johnson. Villiers, your wheels are still going. You're not on the brakes. Oh
dear. There's going to be some serious words in the stewarding room, in the Discord as well. I think that was extremely reckless.
What?
That was so avoidable. This Zalander as well, in a bit of a fight though, to see what else is happening into the track. What's going to happen here? They're going side by side. The 333 car, and there's Andre Zalander as well.
No. What are the Alcantech boys doing? I don't even know if some of it's been their fault. I don't even know that. I can't watch it back slow enough, but my head's going to explode. What has gone on here? Look at Miller's car. I don't even know where's his feet. He's lost his feet. Oh, God, blimey. How's he keeping that on the road?
No idea. That car should be an absolute potato of an aerodynamic machine as it's going round the circuit now. I don't know what's that carnage, chaos, words that we like to use here in iFL Formula 3, and it's sprint races, folks.
Yeah, welcome to the top 12 reverse. here as well. Malera's got literally no front end. It has just been off. The Alcatech, the only one that survived is Lee Aberdeen. Salander is still going, but he's all the way down in 10th. Johnson is still going. He's down in 13th. Johnson's luck in reverse grids. Well, they just might as well go out the window because he hasn't got any. Right, I'm not going to lie, he clearly hasn't rubbed that rabbit's foot this morning, and he's got no luck. Malaire is just about to lose a place to Willie Morris. If Morris can't get through Malaire with with no front wing, I'm not even sure what's going on. But at the moment, it looks like Mackenzie Roon, Rakauskas looks like he may have just got a slowdown there because Lee Aberdeen has gone past him. So has Mackenzie Roon as well. So this is just mental. Absolutely mental of a beginning of a race. And now he's just been dived by Solano. Rakauskas, and Solano gets through on him as well. What is going on here, chat?
Oh, there goes the rear ring. That was some bodywork flying off the back of Rakauskas' car there. I think the wing or maybe some debris, but he's into the pit lane. There, it's all kicking off in chat as well. I think I blame Rhea for a lot of this. Apparently, she came back and it was all havoc. So,
oh well, there you go.
There you go. That's your problem.
Yeah, do you know the weirdest thing is I don't even know where it kicked off. It started with a bonus going off, right? And this is where this happened here. This is where Ratu went up in the air, right? So he goes on track, comes back on, boom. Up he goes, right? There goes Webster. Look, that's more than 3. I'm not going to lie. He's going round and round and round and round, faster than me pushing my kid on a merry-go-round. So he goes round. Then there's contact there initially, right? So Webster's gone now at this point. He's spun like an absolute trooper. Then he goes again. There he goes again. That's the same one. Then Navarro has a moment where I just don't get how you can crash on a straight. I'm not going to lie. Right, and it just all gets a little bit crazy here because Alex Johnson goes off very shortly as well. So Navarro in that car, his teammates of Mackenzie Roon, that's going to be contact because that line was taken too early. So there goes Navarro. Now we go into Johnson's incident. He goes up in the air over to one of the back of the locals. And that's Villiers, I believe, as well, who literally, if he does not get a penalty for the fact that his wheels are still spinning forward there and there's no brake lock-up, well, I don't know what is on that one. I'm sorry, Vacaris Villiers. You cannot be doing that, dude. Like, seriously, your brakes are gone. Kevin Vermont then went and took a trip round the corner as well, and Villiers has jumped back into the pits. Then Webster's did it again here at the beginning, once more as well. So look, Webster's now hit the sausage curb and just gone and plummeted. Okay, well, he hasn't got a rear wing. I'll give him credit on that one. But it's just been chaos these opening. And out of all of this, Thomas Siros from Mecca is out in front by 2.5 seconds with Lee Aberdeen and Mackenzie Roon. Figure that one out.
Yeah, and well, Aberdeen's got some pace to go, and it might be some redemption for Roon in this race as well. All the drivers have managed to avoid all that carnage, but I'm just taking a look back myself at some of these incidents. I'm looking at Zwemstra and Ratu for the start off, and I think Ratu goes off the circuit, gets all out of shape, and I think this one's probably, well, it probably kicked everything off, but I think it's probably the most innocent out of all of them, as I think it just came down, but I've not seen Ratu's onboard, so I don't know how much he came over on Zwemstra, but that crash was absolutely stupendous. I think that's about 5-6 times going round. I think he gets hit again as he lands onto the track as well. Just absolute chaos.
Yeah.
And, here's that Villiers one. Somebody hits the back of him. He goes over the curb there. Somebody smacks the back of him, goes 2 wheels up in the air, and then I don't think he came on back with any. I don't know. It's a hard one to judge that. I think the force of the crash alone is what sent him going back across the racing line.
But his wheels, the problem for me, for Villiers, is coming back on, right? You're on the brake, you're smoking. And you're not smoking because you get nipped out in the garden for a cheeky vape or a cigarette, whatever you've managed to do. You're smoking because you've slammed on that pedal, as we see Lee Aberdeen get back past Mackenzie Roon as well. So we're on the final lap of the race here. I'll keep an eye on the leader while I just do this. And you slam on the pedal, you get smoked for days, as if there's a fire going on in your car, and your wheels stop. What they don't do in a car that's driven by your rear wheels is continually go forward if you're not on the brakes. You know, you're clearly not on the brakes because you're not locking up. And Villiers cannot sit back and go, oh, I don't know because the force of the incident. You know, unless he's in a full-bore 3D VR motion simulator 360 spinny, I get it. You get disorientated. But if he's sitting in a rig with 3 monitors, hit your brakes, mate. Do you know what I mean? So I'm sorry, but I cannot see past the fact that Villiers, although he got up in the air, right? Johnson, you know, we saw that. Johnson went sky high. Get that. Hit your brakes. And there was no brakes. He might not have even managed to stop an incident, Kelsey. He might not even manage to keep it on track. And I get that. I really do. But he might have stopped far enough where people didn't send him back up in the air again. I don't know. I'm just going to write chaos for race 2. I'm not going to lie. Yeah. But Thomas Siros coming over the line for the win there as well. Well done, Thomas. Sorry, we didn't really talk much about you there, unfortunately. Lee Aberdeen here with the Alcantech is going to get second place. But, yeah, for me, that was just Mackenzie Roon there in third. For me, that was just crazy. The Landa and also Jimenez having a run down to the line. It is going to be Jimenez over Zalanda. Oh, that was Morris. Sorry, that was Jimenez. Zalanda over Morris. Zalanda does get it there as well. But I think, you know what I mean? And no, literally just no. Because, look, right, let me see if I can find it here as well. Right, let's slow this. And I'll put this on the slowest I can. Villiers. Right, he gets put up in the air. Right, watch Johnson. Johnson carries way too much speed, or Villiers was already sliding. Now watch. Right here. So if he is on the brakes, there would be. He's coming out now. His wheels are still going. They're still going. He's not on the brakes. Watch, and he's still going because they're not on the brakes. They're not stopped. He had 5 meters of tarmac to the right hand side to stop that then, and he didn't. And that. One thing there has caused that, and that's just, you know, he's a 2.5K driver. I'm not going to lie. That should have been the first thing. He should have been the first thing. As soon as he got hit out the back, he should have been on them brakes, and he wasn't, and he still wasn't at the moment he come down and landed back on that track, and he ran 5 meters into everybody.
Yeah. He would have stopped roughly where the grass is if he was on the brakes there, because you could see the momentum of the car had shifted, so he must have had his foot on the power.
Must have. Absolutely, because his wheels were still going as well with a rear-led car. Thomas Siros is your winner in race 2, with Lee Aberdeen in second, Mackenzie Roon in third, Victor Solano fourth, Alexander Shana in fifth, Rachel Jimenez in sixth, Andre Zalanda down in seventh with Willie Morris, Jake Potts and Alex Johnson rounding out your top 10. Thomas Abonas in 11th, James Malera 12th, Darius Ratchkaukas is in 13th, Roman Ratu 14th, Kevin Vermont in 15th place there as well. Then we've got Kevin Zwemstra in 16th, Villiers, Andy Miller and Carlos Navarro are behind that one as well. Tell you what we will do, we'll have a quick chat with Mackenzie Roon, who has come and joined us in the booth here once more. Mackenzie Roon, welcome in, dear sir. How are you?
Doing good today. It's been a good day so far. Still early over here.
It is, yep, and I believe it is still early. Now, I've got to ask you, lap 24, coming on to 24 there, and you've got Mackenzie Roon weaving so many times across the track there, he can knit me a jumper, and then the third one, he nearly ended up careering into the front of you. What is your opinion of that? Because YouTube chat was going mental about that.
I mean, it's a strategy. I get it. I don't know the rules about how much weaving you're allowed to do, but you know, I got no say in it. I'm behind, so I'm just trying to follow as close as I can. Like I have to do what he does, so it is what it is.
Well, do you know what? That's such a diplomatic view, Mackenzie. I'm not going to lie, because first off, obviously, well done for avoiding Kevin Webster coming out the pits in race 1. I'm not going to lie. The grass was your friend at that point.
Yeah, that happened really fast. I had to make a split decision. There was a lane opening up on the left, but it was still kind of a funnel, so I didn't know. Rather than take Kevin and Lee out, I just went for the right.
Yeah, that's probably the most simplest thing. Race 3, you were gained 6 positions. Now, don't get me wrong. On my race notes for race 2, sorry, not race 3, I literally just wrote chaos. Partly because there was people going up in the air, there was people not holding the brakes, there was people going around all over the place. It was just absolute chaos. You picked your way through and took the 3rd place overall.
Yeah, I mean, that's Monza for you. Luckily, they were running Monza in the opens this week, so I had a lot of practice with that chaos. So I knew to just kind of hold back for a lap or two, let it all sort itself out. Unfortunately, I saw Alex get taken out in front of me, so I know he's probably frustrated. But I mean, yeah, that's really what you got to do at Monza sometimes is just hold back.
Right, Alex who? Johnson?
Yeah, I think he got taken out in lap 1.
No, he ran into the back of Villiers. And put himself, he coming out of Ascari, the last chicane, he ran into the back of Villiers, put himself up in the air over Villiers. Villiers didn't have any rear wing. Not going to lie, Villiers did not help the situation due to the fact that he did not hold his brakes. So that caused a bit of a problem. But yeah, Johnson ran up the back end of him. Mackenzie, Alex Johnson's pretty much a shoe-in. I'm not going to say shoe-in because he is a long way ahead, isn't he, in that championship standings?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, even championship standings and just pace alone, him, Lee, Kevin, I'm just proud to be up there with them. And so, yeah, sometimes, incidents happen and I slide into the podium. So it was a good day overall. But yeah, they are just incredibly fast.
Yeah, they definitely are there as well. Well, Mackenzie, thank you so much for joining us, sir. Anyone you want to shout out before I let you go?
Just huge shout out to JP Broadcasting. I love the channel. All your videos are amazing. So thanks, guys.
No worries. Awesome stuff. Thank you very much for your kind words there, Mackenzie, and much love, and chat to you as the season goes on.
Yep. Talk to you next time.
Take care. All right. Who have we got in the booth next? Hold on. I believe we have got the winner of race 2, Mr. Thomas Siros, into the booth with us. Thomas, how are you, sir?
I'm pretty happy, but I'm sorry, I need a traductor because my English is pretty bad. So if you can switch Romain Watteau, please.
To switch what?
Romain, please, for translate for me because my English is pretty bad.
How do I do that in Discord? Can I switch languages? Oh, bring Roman in. Oh, Roman, are you there?
Yes.
Hi everyone.
Hello, sorry, I didn't understand what Thomas was saying there. I thought anyway, listen. Roman, you're translating for Thomas, is that correct?
It's correct, it's correct.
Okay, awesome stuff. Obviously, if you could just ask Thomas, the chaos in race 2, he managed to avoid the chaos and get through. Was there a strategy to the start of the race in race 2, knowing that he was on the front row?
Quelle était ta stratégie après le chaos de la course 2?
Juste à la base, je voulais prendre ma première place et après avoir le meilleur rythme possible pour faire la meilleure place possible, mais je m'attendais vraiment pas à une victoire, quoi.
Okay, he said he want to take the first place as soon as possible for just have to manage the pace and the tire and just focus on his pace during the second race.
Can you just for me, with Lee Aberdeen closing him down there, did Thomas get a little bit worried as of about lap 4 and 5 there? Did he feel the pressure from Aberdeen closing in?
Est-ce que tu as eu la pression de Lee Aberdeen qui était juste derrière toi dans les 2 derniers tours?
Alors pour être honnête, j'étais tellement focus, je voulais pas regarder mes rétros, pas regarder l'espace, j'étais focus sur moi, ma course, mes trajectoires.
He say he don't watch the relative for don't be scared and just manage and just be focused on his race to not have a lot of pressure and have his first win.
Okay, well, if you can just ask him as well for me, is there anyone, first off, obviously, congratulations on his win in race 2, and is there anyone he'd like to give a shout out to before we let him go?
Pour savoir si tu veux remercier des gens avant de te laisser partir.
Bah, merci à la Ligue, merci à tous pour la bonne course, merci aux casters
Thanks
et
for the
surtout à
league,
nos sponsors.
thanks for the league, thanks for the drivers, thanks for the broadcast, and see you next week
Awesome
for
stuff.
the next round.
Thank you very much there as well. Au revoir, Thomas.
Bye, thank you.
No worries. Bye. Well, there we go. That was a first for me there as well. Did Roman want to come and have a chat to me after he's just spent time translating? Roman, did you want to have a chat with me, sir, as well?
Yeah, no problem.
Okay. Race left. Okay, first off, race 1. How was race 1 for you?
I was very scared for the race round because during the 2 weeks we don't train a lot, for not say not at all, because we have a lot of things to do during these 2 weeks. So I'm a little scared about my pace, but I just manage my pace and drive consistently for just have the finish line at the end, and the race was good for me. Just a little scared after the lap 1 when I do a pit stop on the safety car. So I decided to change my tire at this moment for just have to pit and just refuel at the end of the race, and have my tires at the good temperature for the second pit stop. So yeah, the race was a little bit crazy. I was solo during a lot of parts of the race. So yeah, it was a good race with no training.
Race 2. Well, that was a different story for a lot of people, wasn't it?
Yeah, I do a little mistakes in the first corner, so I have a slowdown. So I just keep the right trajectory on the track for eliminate the slowdown. And some car pass me to the left. And when we arrive at Lesmo 1 and Lesmo 2, I just move for don't crash with another car. And I have not the good trajectory for the second, and I was surprised. I missed the rear of the car, and Kevin Zwemstra hit me. But I think it's not Kevin who made this intentionally. I think I lose my car and he crashed on me. So very difficult with a 6-lap race to recatch the pace and recatch the other driver. So I just drive for drive and have experience on the track.
Yeah, I think that was the best way, to be honest. It was a little bit chaotic. We've just watched it there as well on the broadcast, and you can see he did get a little bit loose coming out of Lesmo 1 there. So at the end of the day, look, it is, you try your best. You can't, mistakes happen, unfortunately, Roman as well. But at the end of the day, look, interesting night of racing for everyone, to be honest. Is there anyone you want to give a shout out to before we let you go?
I would like to thank you guys for the broadcast as a manager, all the managers of the league for do this league. It's very incredible. It's very difficult to have the pace and catch the pace of all the driver who was very, very fast. I would like to thank my team, Make Sports, and my partner, Nuage Communication and No Life Clothing, and Meka esports setup for all he do for us.
Awesome stuff. Well, Romain, thank you so much for joining us there, bud, and hopefully we shall see you at the next one.
Thank you, guys. See you.
Take care. I'm not really sure what to say, Kelsey. I think I've probably watched well inside my top 3 of the most craziest sprint races I've ever seen in my broadcasting career. I've never seen so many people up in the air. I almost thought I was playing an aeroplane sim because there were so many people up in the air. Johnson, Villiers was up in the air. Wemstro, well, we did more barrel rolls than the Red Arrows. And I didn't know what was going on, to be honest, but I think that's definitely up there within the top 3.
Yeah, for sure. I've participated in many sprint races. I've seen a fair few sprint races as well, and these are some of the craziest that I've seen. I think, the feature races, it's all nice and calm, and I understand that it's, the faster drivers getting through, the drivers who maybe that little bit less pacey through there, and I understand, but there's got to be some patience in there. There's got to be some more clever driving from the slower cars and from the faster guys as well, because at the end of the day, in some cases it does take 2 to tango, and I think I think there's got to be some stern words in any driver briefings that we're having. I think the stewards have really got to slam down the hammer on this, because we don't want to see big crashes. As much as it's entertaining and as much as there's a bit of spectacle in it because of the thrill, we want to see racing. We want to see some great wheel-to-wheel driving between some of the best guys out there. And I think incidents like that are robbing us of those experiences. And it's a shame for us, and it's a shame for all of you guys who are out there watching for these awesome races. And I know this league can do it because they are doing such a phenomenal job with those feature races to start off with.
Yeah, and I've got to say, I love reverse grids, but only if they're done right. The top 12 reverse is fine, but the likes of the faster cars have got to realise there's still 6 laps. And when you're doing lap times faster than the boys in front by 3-4 seconds maybe, you can't be doing what we've just seen. I take race notes, guys, and I have literally just wrote chaos because there was just nothing else for me to write. I couldn't list everybody's names because there was just so many people involved in it, and it was just utterly crazy. Villiers, I'm not even sure what that was up to. I've got to be honest. There's got to be something coming for him, being that he went at least 5 meters with the back wheel still spinning, was just crazy. The Webster Ratu incident, I think, was more of the fact that Ratu went out on the side, braked, and then couldn't, and then he got a wiggle on, and then unfortunately Webster went up in the air, and we saw Webster, he was literally, he was just barrel rolling all over the place. The organisers have got to do something. Alexander Shana's got to get hold of it and say, look, we get what you mean, but maybe reduced the top 12 to top 10 see and bring it down a bit. I don't know. They've got to do something because at the moment, these sprint races are looking very chaotic. So, but there you go. Final word from you then, Kelsey?
Yeah, I mean, the final point on that is, the race isn't one lap one. So it's you use all 6 laps, race patiently, race clever, and we can be talking about some phenomenal racing rather than a spectacle of a crash that we had. And yeah, I do agree. The Zwemstra one was probably the most innocent of incidents in that race. But hopefully next week, I think we're in Austria, so we can maybe try and rectify some of that.
Hopefully. Well, there you go, guys. Thank you so much to everybody that has joined us. Tony Jimenez, Ria for coming in, Downforce Gaming as well, fact checker Frank Pisa earlier on as well. Thank you so much to that one. If I have missed anybody, much love. I do apologise there as well. But for now, guys, and thank you so much for them kind words, Tony, as well. These broadcasters are one of the best. The live, they live the races. Great professionals. Thank you so much for that one.
We do try.
We do try, definitely, as well. But for now, guys, from myself, up here in the booth, I've been James Parfitt alongside Kelsey Gill. And as always, take care, have a great week, and you never know, we might see you on the track sometime. Good night.